Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name is Lindsay. I'm the designer behind Doing the Most Design, and you can find me on Ravelry at Lindsay DTMD. I can't wait to show you what I've got in store for you for today's video. My most recent design, which is a hat called Glistening Snowflake. In this hat, we have really only three major components that we'll be working on, which is the brim, the body, and then the crown. But within this, we will be using some skills that might be new to a lot of novice and beginner knitters. First, starting out with the brim. The brim is knit in a brioche technique, which is a type of double knitting. I particularly like brioche because it has a very strong column of color interspersed by some herringbone ribbing. And whenever you are doing brioche knitting on one side, you get the direct opposite color on the inside of the fabric. So here we have these fuchsia pink columns of knit stitches, and on the inside we have the teal columns of knit stitches interspersed with pink herringbone. So I love the way that that looks, and brioche knitting has a marshmallowy, squishy feel to it. Just as a little bit of a heads up, it is not the most elastically tight fit for a brim. So please know that this hat is meant to be worn a little loosely, which makes it a little bit more of a fashion accessory than like a lifesaver against, Snowmageddon. Okay, so having said that, moving upward into the body of the hat, as you can see, we have a snowflake motif, which is accompanied by some very carefully placed beads within the body. Now, the body of the hat is double knit, which, if you haven't had any experience with double knitting, means that you're creating an outside fabric and an inside fabric. And if you follow the same pattern on both sides, then you actually get, again, the mirror reverse of the patterning on the inside of the fabric. So here on the outside, we have the solid fuchsia with the teal snowflake motif. And on the inside, we have solid teal with the fuchsia snowflake motif. The double knitting makes for a very plush hat, and I would say typically it makes for a very warm hat, but I'd make no guarantees about this one again and trying to survive Snowmageddon. The motif is only repeated 3 times around the entire hat. And just as a little heads up, there are 6 different sizes that this hat is available in. They are A through F, and that ranges from 16-inch to 26-inch in circumference. And each of the patterns is a little bit different with this middle motif. The crown of this hat is finished up with some vertical decreases, which I always love the way that these add some structure to the hat. They're relatively subtle for this pattern, but you will be a little funly challenged, I hope, to do the vertical decreases on a double knit, and I will have a tutorial video in the future to explain how to do that. And then our finishing up here is we are topped with, as you can see, a pom-pom, but we are utilizing, because the purpose of this hat is for it to be reversible, we're utilizing snap poms so that we can take off the pom very easily. And then if we want, we can replace it with a pom on the inside of the hat like this. Now, if you do go out and you buy these snap poms, make sure that you are finding the snap ones. The alternatives to these are going to be poms that have elastic bands, almost like a ponytail holder at the bottom of it, or they might just have strings. And the intention behind those is that you would get like a wooden button, or maybe just like a large garment button that you have laying around, and you'd put that on the inside of the hat, and you would secure the palm strings or that elastic loop around the button so that when you're wearing the hat, the pom pom doesn't flop around like this. But because we are specifically trying to make at least 2 hats out of one, we get to do almost the opposite, which is just to put 2 buttons back to back on the crown. And that way, if you like, for example, the way that one palm looks over the other, then you can switch them out whenever you wear the hat. Additionally, if you go ahead and do a little bit of a splurge and you get a kit of a bunch of different palms, these look like tribbles. If you're a Star Trek fan, these look like tribbles to me. But if you get a kit of these, then you can actually mix and match and style this hat in any sort of way. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. If you have not done it yet, hit like and subscribe so you can be notified when I put out more content for you. I'd love for you to connect with me on Ravelry at Lindsay DTMD. Check out my link tree for a collection of my projects. And if you're able to, leave a cash tip for me at my Ko-Fi page. All links are in the video description below. Don't forget to be kind to yourself as you learn, and thanks for spending your time with me. Bye.